In this installation video, we'll explain IAQ sensor functionality, the correct installation process, and what tools and materials you'll need. The IAQ sensor is designed to measure the quality of the indoor environment and is most often installed in living rooms, bedrooms, children's rooms, or workrooms. The installation takes place in 2 stages. The first phase is the installation of the cable. The second is the installation of the sensor itself on a pre-prepared electrical box, and should be done at the same time as the installation of the sockets and switches. To make sure that nothing is lacking for the full installation in the building, here is the list of recommended equipment and contents of the package you received from us. The package includes the IAQ sensor and power cable. You will need a small flat blade screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, cutting pliers, an installation box, and a utility knife. The first step of the installation of any sensor is to familiarize yourself with the ground plan of the house and our design for the placement of the sensors, which we supply with every order. The sensors are drawn on the ground plan with an accuracy of approximately 1 meter. The selection of the exact installation site must be carefully considered according to the real situation of the construction. The installation begins in the rough part of the construction. Running power cable from where the sensor is to be installed to the site of the central switchboard is done in this phase. In other words, the cable must be routed from where the sensor is to be installed, in the wall, to the electrical installation box, like the preparation for a switch. It is the only time for the installation of the sensors, when the interiors are finished, thus roughly at the time when the electrical outlets are being finished. Compared to other Senzomatic sensors, the IAQ sensor does not have a connector accessible from outside. The cable must be connected to the terminal board inside the box. First, open the back of the box using the small flat blade screwdriver. The box can only be opened from one side. Plastic extrusions without a recess are visible from above. There are small holes on the bottom where you can insert a small flat blade screwdriver and, with some slight pressure, open the box. After opening, remove the electronics from the front of the box. It's best to stretch the box with your fingers as you could damage the electronics with the screwdriver. If the prepared cable contains a connector, pinch it off. Remove 5 to 10 centimeters of white insulation from the cable so that the colored wires are free. Pinch off the center wheel on the back of the box and thread the colored wires through it. Screw the back of the sensor box onto the electrical box. Be sure to keep a lengthwise orientation. The front piece snaps into place easily. Turn the back of the box so that these notches point downwards. There are no notches on the top. Strip the ends of the wires and connect them to the terminal board according to the attached diagram. The red wire belongs to the VIN plus terminal, the black to the VIN negative terminal, the green to RS485A plus, and the yellow to RS485B-. Snap the electronics board and the connected wires back into the front of the sensor box. Be sure to observe the correct rotation of the board. Here, you can see how the board should be oriented in the box. Observe the right side where the USB connector is located, which must fit into the cutout of the box. Once the electronics are correctly attached to the front piece, fit the assembly to the back of the box on the wall. If you have correctly placed the notches on the rear section, install the front part on the top edge first, then snap it downwards. Once again, be sure to maintain the proper orientation. The cutouts in the front of the box should be on the left-hand side. When testing the sensor, pay attention that the LED is lit when properly connected. Should this not be the case, there is a chance that the electronics board may have been rotated and the connection must be repaired to make the sensor measure the quantities correctly. The final step of the process is photo documentation. Take at least 2 photos of the site of the sensor installation. Please send the photos to the email address displayed on the screen for the archiving and validation of the correct installation. Here at the end of the video, let's summarize what to remember and what to watch out for. Always install the sensor at the height of the switches. The sensor must always be oriented lengthwise, with the openings on the left side. The electronics board must have the USB connector to the right of the cutout in the box.